Hey guys, good afternoon. Today I'm going to present you a juice to empty and free your intestines. Why is this important? Well, because of the influence it has on your health and especially on your mental health. We always talk about the influence of food on disease, but we do not realize that the main impact of the standard modern diet is on mental health. In the previous slide on constipation, I showed you how most people live in a state of constipation because anyone who does not have as many bowel movements as meals per day is in a state of constipation, even if you go to the toilets once a day. It is too little. I explain to you that your stools end up clustering together. This slowing down of the intestine transit induces the fact that there are a lot of products that, instead of passing quickly in the system, pass slowly. And because they pass slowly, they begin to ferment and to putrefy. And by fermenting and by putrefying, they cause the appearance of decomposition products. These decomposition products, upon direct contact with the intestinal mucosa, get into the bloodstream. Well, firstly, many of these products are neurotoxins, which means toxic products acting directly on the nervous system by modifying or blocking some of its activities. And secondly, the fact that these products decompose leads to the appearance of a whole flora and fauna that is there to reduce this waste. And it is always the same in nature. As soon as there is something that stagnates, well, you have bacteria, microorganisms, fungi that appear to reduce this waste, and yeast too, by the way. For instance, Candida albicans, you heard of them. All these microorganisms come to consume this waste, but they themselves produce waste, the metabolites. Remember, I talked about it in the previous video on constipation. For example, Candida rejects sulfuric acid, uric acid, plus about 30 products which are considered as neurotoxics. These products are released when they meet the intestine mucosa and then pass into the internal environment. Our intestinal barrier, by dint of aggression, and we will discuss it again in our next live on allergies, by the acidifying food that we consume, by dint of acidification, by dint of destruction, by the acidity linked to our lifestyle and to stress, becomes porous with time and lets toxic products that it should not pass into the internal environment. And among them, a large majority of products called neurotoxic products that are toxic to the nervous system. That's why in this life, I want to insist on the psychological, psychic, and mental impact of your lifestyle and particularly of your diet. I was talking to people a while ago who told me that they were going through hell with a partner suffering from bipolar disorder. People were sinking into a form of paranoia, depression, etc. I often hear about early childhood wounds to explain this. But as a matter of fact, it is mainly due to your terrain. You can find a whole video on this subject in our YouTube channel. But basically, you remember our car metaphor. Paula loved that car metaphor. Some of us are born with a strong build. We call them 4x4. And others are born with a small and simple car. This explains why some are more sensitive to food and lifestyle choices. A standard food diet has many consequences for the digestive system, like disruption of your intestinal flora, imbalance of your intestinal microbiota, appearance of a pathogenic flora that leads to the appearance of putrefaction and fermentation products. And when all these products pass through the intestinal barrier, they go back into the bloodstream, past even the famous blood-brain barrier, which was thought to be impassable until recently, and which is in fact is quite passable. And it reaches the central nervous system. Numerous brain scans have shown how the ingestion of a certain type of food has led to cerebral anemia. Sometimes after the ingestion, it means insufficient irrigation of the brain. The brain is asphyxiated because the normal flow of fresh, nutrient-laden blood does not reach it. Now, let's take gluten as an example. If you consume gluten-based products, if you have the beginning of intestinal hyperpermeability, which is quite frequent, you will have a few hours afterwards a small anemia, more or less important depending on the hyperpermeability of the intestines, which can generate dysfunctions at the cognitive and psychic level. Many of the products we ingest contain neurotoxins produced by chemical substances or heavy metals, for example, which will directly irritate the central nervous system, depriving it of its supply of fresh blood or oxygen, as in the case of gluten, as we said. This state of cerebral anemia, which makes our cognitive faculties far from being what they could be, actually we realize it by contrast once we have changed our lifestyle. So, unclog your intestines. That's the only way you'll be able to start thinking in a coherent way, acting in a coherent way, finding joy and enthusiasm. If you don't want to wake up with that bar in your head, if you don't want that negativity, that hunger, that victimhood, unclog your intestines. Does it change your whole life and solve all your problems? Probably not. But in any case, it puts you in the right mood by refeeding your brain, your central nervous system, by refeeding our whole body in the right way, and by stopping bombarding your body with neurotoxins, which means, again, toxic products for the nervous system, such as acrylamide, uric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. Do a Google search to see which products can produce neurotoxins. Many of them are produced simply by the putrefaction that takes place in our intestines. And that's why it is a priority for me to help you get out of this hell, to change your way of life, and especially your way of eating. It is time to remedy all that. For that, I propose you a juice, the unblock juice, the desktop, you know the brand, the liquid unblocker juice, the liquid unblocker, right? The desktop juice, that's what I propose you today. It's a juice that will clean up the digestive tract, and for those who are congested, it can really help. So, in this juice, I've put simple ingredients. Let's begin with spinach. Spinach contains oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is a product that activates the propulsive peristaltic wave. Remember, I've explained in my previous slide on constipation that the propulsive peristaltic wave generates the same type of movement with the food bowl inside the intestines as a moving wall, like this, just like that. And that move allows the circulation of stools. Spinach juice is an essential juice to allow a good circulation of the stools. In addition, like some of the greens on this table, it contains chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is not absorbed by the intestines, but it will come to cleanse and purify the intestinal tissues. So the more greens you put in your juice, the more you will have a cleansing and detoxifying action on your digestive tract. Then I chose kale, but any cabbage will do really, because cabbage contains sulfur, and sulfur is a cleansing agent par excellence when brought in normal proportions. This contribution of sulfur will be of primary interest to succeed in cleaning the intestinal and pulmonary sphere. To this green, I had coriander, but you can replace it with fennel if you have it at hand. For me, it was difficult to find some, so I just used coriander. Coriander is a carminative plant. It means that it helps to expel gas. Flatulence happens because it ferments in your intestines. Don't forget that your stools are the result of fermentation and putrefaction. To help expel all these gases, I also had ginger and mint, which are overcarminative plants, digestive plants that will help the secretion of gastric juices to boost the production of enzymes by the pancreas and help the propulsive peristaltic wave. Finally, to bring a small sweet note, I have two fruits that are excellent for the digestive tract. The apple, which is very softening for the digestive tract. It soothes inflammation, supports a better circulation. It is laxative and emollient. To this, we had kiwi, which is extremely laxative and is an excellent fruit to fight constipation. Well, with this juice, we have the top of nature's pharmacy to clear, clean, and purify the gas of the intestine. Now, friends, let's juice. Okay, turn this on. Open the tab. Always start with my ginger. Start with my green today. So I have my baby spinach. I think I said baby spinach, right? Spinach, baby spinach. It's actually baby spinach if I said spinach, I don't know. But it's baby spinach and not spinach. Here in South Africa makes that difference. In French is different. Anyway, put a bit of everything. Could have put actually my entire apple. I just halved it, but I think we could have just go inside totally. Oh, I forgot my glass. Yeah, grab another glass. There we go. Right, don't want to take too much of your time with my juice. I think I'm just gonna leave it here for now and carry on. The juicing a little bit later. Add some more green. Perfect. Shut down the tap to avoid the drops. And let's try this. Perfect. Just enough for a glass. Look at the green color of this juice with lots of chlorophyll. Don't look elsewhere for what deflates the intestines. What deflates the intestines is minerals, unprocessed products, and noble fats. And what makes the juice, which is unctuous, green, and delicious, very good. Rather than hammering or moralizing speech, serve a juice like this to your loved ones as an appetizer. You may not feel like it, but you are transforming the inside of their body directly, acting on their intestinal sphere, changing all that and enlightening their thoughts. And if you want to have a living life in a living body with a living mind, you have to switch to a living diet. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.